Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This morning we're going to be doing some more rabbit breeding here on Mama Bear's Homestead and more. Little Bit and Butters have had some time to recuperate from their previous litter. Unfortunately, neither litter made it if you followed along with a couple of the other videos. So they've had some time to recuperate, and I'm going to see if they're willing to let the bucks breed them this morning. So let's see. It's tough right now because Thumper, I'm not going to breed her yet. She's still got 7 little babies that she's raising up. And rabbits can be bred within a week after giving birth. So they can be pregnant and still nursing and everything like that and be fine. But as I've mentioned, I don't like to overbreed my rabbits. So I will breed her when she's still got babies in there. But it's going to be probably a week before they're ready to be weaned. So she's not going to have all that extra stress on her body at the same time. And Miss Linda and Tanner are still a couple months too young to breed. So we've got 2 does that we're breeding today and 4 bucks to choose from. And this is where it gets tough for me because I want to breed everybody with Teddy because Teddy is my absolute pride and joy. But we have 3 other bucks, and it's kind of not fair to them to just have them around and not be put to work, essentially. And that is part of the reason why you really don't need to have a lot of bucks. If you are breeding rabbits, having 1 to 2 good bucks is really all that you need, even if you've got 15 does that you're breeding. But I think that I'm gonna attempt to go with Mouse and Sassy today. And then as soon as Thumper is ready to be bred, I'll breed her with Levi because she is Teddy's litter mate. So I cannot breed them together. Good morning, Mouse. I know I just put your breakfast in here, but I'm gonna take it out for just a few minutes, hopefully. Okay, and get your water out. It's not necessary to remove everything from the buck's house, but there's not a lot of room in here, and I don't want my does to be completely distracted trying to drink or eat or anything. And same thing with the buck. So, well, you know, buddy. All right, set that right there for now. I'm gonna go get Little Bit. Now you leave that alone. That's not your breakfast. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, it's okay, sweetheart. Here you go. It doesn't look like she's wanting to lift for him. Oh, there we go. Good boy. Little Bit. You're such a good doe. And as I mentioned in the last breeding video, I like to try to see them get 2 to 3 fall-offs. I was doing some research, and actually the most successful, I guess, sperm count wise, is in the 2nd fall off, not the 1st one. So now she's getting curious. She's never been in this hutch before. Go on, buddy. My other bucks are getting jealous. Number 2. Sorry for all the shadows with the camera. we've got a pretty busy day today, so I wanted to go ahead and knock this out as early as possible before we get into the rest of the day. You got one more in you, buddy? And as we mentioned in the previous breeding video, you always want to take the doe to your buck's house. Does are very territorial, and if you take a buck to her house, she may want to fight him. And also, if you take the buck to her house, bucks are very curious. So chances are he would be spending more time sniffing around and exploring her house instead of paying attention to her, which is what he needs to be doing. So I don't know if Mouse is gonna go for a third try or not. Give him just a couple more minutes. He says, goodness, give us some privacy. That being said as well, also mentioned, I don't like to just put the doe in and go away. For one, I don't know how many times they've attempted breeding if I do that. And two, if the doe gets sick of the buck messing with her, I don't want her to start fighting while I'm not around watching to be able to separate it and potentially have an injury or fatality. So your time's almost up, Mouse. What do you think, little bit? Are y'all kissing? No, wrong side, buddy. That's rude. And with that, 3 successful fall-offs. So we should be looking forward to a very large litter from her when she does give birth. So I'm gonna go ahead and get her put back in her cage, and then we'll go see what Butters is up to. All right, so Little Bit, I don't know if you can tell, Little Bit scratched me up pretty good getting her back into her cage. You can usually spot a rabbit breeder by all the scratches they have on them. But I've got all of Sassy's water and hay cleaned out, so I'm gonna go grab Butters. And hopefully it'll be as successful as Little Bit and Mouse. Oh, okay. There we go. Come on, Sassy. Don't be shy. And I don't know if you could tell because he didn't actually tumble off like Mouse did, but she did raise for him, so that was a successful number 2. You're making fast work of it today, aren't you, buddy? It's all right, sweetheart. Mouse, you already had your turn. And you can, I don't know if you caught that, she lifted her tail's lifted for him. And that's number 3. So both does are back in their houses and both bucks are back to enjoying their breakfast, and I am all sorts of cut up. I believe next time, you can see that, and then you can kind of see. Next time I'll definitely be wearing some gloves. I had a fellow YouTuber reach out to me after watching one of my earlier videos about, it might have been the last breeding video that we did, about how it's really not good to grab rabbits by the scruffs of their necks. And I always thought that it was kind of similar to a cat, how a cat mom will pick up her kittens by their necks. And it's really not with rabbits. I did some more research after they left that comment, and so I'm trying to be very mindful about how I handle the rabbits. So that's how Little Bit ended up scratching me so much, is because I just didn't have as much control over her. She wouldn't really let me pull her into my chest when I picked her up out of the cage because she was pretty stressed out. So I just let her scratch me and got her in there safely without hurting her. So it's just I guess a price that comes with the breeding. But that was a successful morning. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go inside and write it on the calendar that they were bred, who they were bred with, and how many fall-offs they had. That way we can anticipate when their due date will be, as well as the size of their litters, because I'm guessing that both of them will be a pretty good size. Little Bit's thrown us out as many as 13 babies before in one litter, and that was only with 2 fall-offs. So stay tuned. Here in probably another 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I'll go ahead and breed Thumper, because she'll be getting close to having her babies weaned from her by then. And then, like I said, Linda and Tanner, they've still got a couple of months before they'll be breeding age, but we'll see. And until next time, friends, keep on keeping on.